Welcome to NIOS. In this video, we will talk about basic concept of growth and development and principles of development. Mani's parents carried her a newborn sister Yadvi home today. Mani, gaze in you that although Yadvi was so small, she was capable of doing many things on her own, like breathing, digesting foods, conveying her needs, etc. Soon Mani noticed that her sister was changing rapidly in many aspects. So let us join Mani on this journey. We shall learn about Yadvi's growth and development in this lesson. To understand and differentiate among basic concepts of human development, we will now study basic concept of growth and development. Mani was very thrilled to watch her sister grow every day. Let us acquire more about these changes. Growth and development. Growth, which refers to increase in height, weight, and changes in body proportions. Growth takes place in the physical aspects only. It refers to qualitative change. For example, it is possible to measure how tall a child has grown over a specific period of time, as Mani noticed that Yadvi was growing taller and heavier. Development refers to qualitative changes in an individual, such as change in personality or other mental and emotional aspects. Development takes place in all aspects, such as physical, cognitive, language, social, emotional, and others. For example, child increased ability to adjust in groups and make friends is a social aspect of his development. Mani saw that over the past few weeks, Yadvi had become more alert and responsive. While she was growing physically, she was also showing changes in her behavior. All these are signs of development. Both growth and development are used interchangeably. The process of development continues even after the individual has attained physical maturity. The individual is continuously changing as he or she interacts with the environment. But growth stops at certain period of time. But development continues till death. To understand this, let's understand the concept of maturation and learning. Maturation refers to the potential traits for different activities like sitting, crawling, creeping, walking, etc., which are present at birth in the individual and are controlled by heredity. This unfolds itself at the appropriate time. For example, Yadvi at 8 months of age followed her mother by crawling behind her. It was because her body was mature enough for this activity. Learning refers to acquiring new skills due to environmental stimulation and training. For example, bicycle riding will be learnt only as a result of effort, practice, and training. Let us now understand the concept of heredity and environment. Heredity is a biological process of transmission of certain traits of behavior of the parents to their children by means of the fertilized egg. Hereditary traits are innate. They are present at birth. For example, Yadvi was born with grey eyes and black hairs. She inherited the color of her eyes from her mother, and her hairs was like her father's. Environment includes all aspects of the surroundings, that is, human and non-human, such as parents, family, friends, school, neighborhood, workplace, and socio-economic conditions to which the individual is exposed since birth. For example, if a child has inherited talent for dance, the talent cannot be developed unless the opportunities in the form of training in dance are provided. It is therefore important that the children are given a chance to explore their potential and nurture their talent. In similar way, parents of Mani and Yadvi were very affectionate to them. They always encouraged them to explore their potential and served as good role models. They provided them with good books to read and toys to play with. These factors influence the development of an individual. The child's capabilities, potentials are determined by heredity. But the extent to which an individual develops these capabilities depends upon the opportunities in the environment. Let us now study about various principles of development. Although Mani and Yadvi are born in the same family, but they are not alike. They differ from each other. Let us learn about these principles of development in this section. The various principles of development are: development involves changes. The human being is never static. Person undergoes many changes from the moment of conception to the time of death. These changes include changes in size and proportions, acquisition of new mental, motor, and behavioral skills. For example, each year, along with an increase in Yadvi's height and weight, her mental abilities also increased. Development follows a fixed pattern or sequence. Each child may have different rate of development. However, the development of all human beings follows a similar pattern, similar sequence or direction. Sequential pattern of development can be understood in two directions. First, cephalocaudal sequence. Second, Prximo distal sequence. Cephalocaudal sequence. The development which spreads over the body from head to foot. That is, individual begins to grow from head region downwards. For example, Yadvi first gained control on her head, then she could catch hold of objects, sit and crawl, and later she could stand and walk. Second is Prximo distal sequence. The development which proceeds from central part of the body towards peripheries. In this sequence, the spinal cord of the individual develops first, then outward development takes place. For example, babies cut their front teeth before they cut their side ones. Functionally, Yadvi could use her arms before her hands and use her hands before she could control the movement of her fingers. Development proceeds from general to specific. In all the phases of prenatal development and postnatal life, the child responses are from general to specific. General activity proceeds to specific activity. For example, when Yadvi was less than 3 months of age and was shown a rattle, she would get excited and move her arms and kick her legs. This is a journal response. At 5 months of age, she would reach out to hold it in her hand. This is a specific response. Development is correlated. All types of development, that is, physical, mental, social, and emotional, are related to each other. Example: a child who is physically healthy is likely to have superior sociability and emotional stability. The child develops as a unified whole. Each area of development is dependent on the other and thus influences the other developments. For example, Yadvi has appropriate weight and height for her age. She also has well developed language ability that enables her to communicate with everyone. She is loved by all and has positive self-confidence. Development is predictable because the rate of development is constant for a child, so it is possible to predict certain development outcomes at an early age. The X-ray of the wrist will predict the approximate height of the child. Development occurs at different rates for different parts of the body. The development of different physical and mental traits is continuous, but all the parts of the body do not grow at the same rate. In some area of the body, growth may be rapid, while in others, growth will be slow. For example, brain attains its full maturity around the age of 6 to 8 years. Feet, hand, and nose reach their maximum size in early adolescence, whereas heart, liver, and digestive system grow during adolescence also. Development proceeds stage by stage. Development of the child occurs in different stages, and every stage has certain unique characteristics. There are individual differences in the rate of growth and development. All children pass through these stages of development at or around the age levels suggested for them. For example, speech gradually develops from cooing, babbling, monosyllabic sounds to complete sentence formation. Early development is more important than later development. Early childhood experiences have more impact on the development of a child. Example includes nutritional, emotional, social, and cultural experiences. Development is continuous. From the moment of conception till death, the individual is continuously changing. There is no break, discontinuity in development. In some stages, development is fast, and in some, it is slow. There are individual differences in development. Interaction between heredity and environmental influences leads to individual differences in the developmental pattern. These differences are caused by the genes one inherits and the environmental conditions like food, medical facilities, psychological conditions, and learning opportunities. Development is the product of maturation and learning. We have already enumerated that maturation is unfolding of characteristics potentially present in the individual. For example, creeping, crawling, walking comes with maturation. These characteristics come from the individual's genetic inheritance. Learning is the development that comes from efforts and practice. Interaction of maturation and learning is important for development. Maturation sets limits to development. It means because of limitation in heredity, endowment, development cannot go beyond a certain point, even when learning is encouraged. On the other hand, deprivation of learning opportunities also limits development. When environment limits opportunities, children will be unable to reach their potential. Till now, we talked about the basic concept of growth and development, and also about various principles of development. I hope you must have understood this topic. You may visit the NIOS website www.nios.ac.in for more information. Also, you can mail at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. Thank you.